it's Sammy from Scrapmaster's Paradise, and I had really good intentions. I had 2 videos filmed that I was planning on getting up for you guys for 2 weeks, and I did not get them up before our vacation, and now I'm just now catching up. I will have those 2 videos for you guys the following weeks after this video, but I wanted to get today's video filmed because it's something I've had on my mind and I want to get off my chest, and this is going to be something that's going to be linked all over my blog. So if you're trying to click on a supply link from my blog and you get this video, you know why. So none of my blog links work. I'm going to tell you a blogging horror story here. I want you guys to beware of a company known as InLinkz and now LinkDeli. So I have been using their linking service now for years. I was going back through my blog, and as early as about 2013, I was using their service. And this is a paid service that I started using. At first, it was only, I don't know, like $3.99 or $4.99 a month. It was like a really cheap service to use. And basically, it is a way for you to keep track of your supply lists and links. And so you can have a little supply list with thumbnails and people can click on it. I was a super fan. I promoted them. I really liked them. And that's no more the case. I'm doing a ranty video about them. They ended up switching over to being LinkDeli. They offered more functionality and features, but now it had a whopping price tag of $15 a month. And I still paid. I was still a fan. I liked what they were providing. It was really awesome to be able to keep track of affiliate supply links. And so it made it really easy for me to link to all the products I'm using to show you guys. Despite the $15 a month price tag on it, which I thought was really steep. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I thought the beginning price tag was a little bit steep, and then they basically tripled the price of it, and I still went along with it. I was still getting some value out of it. I did hesitate doing that. I knew providing the supply list was a benefit to you guys, you know? When I see a project, I want to know what supplies are being used, and so I want to provide that information, and that was what I thought was the easiest way to do that, was use their service, go ahead and just shell out the $15 a month, even though I wasn't making affiliate money to pay for that. That was coming out of my own pocket. I'm a hobby scrapbooker, so I wasn't making enough money to cover this $15 a month. So when I'm looking at our family budget and stuff, this is coming out of my own personal money. And I thought, you know, I'll stop using the service and I'll just do the links myself, because $15 a month is kind of a lot of money when you're just, you know, you're just playing around with pretty paper. That's a lot of money to be putting towards that. Plus I'm paying hosting fees on top of that. So my blog is costing me some serious money every month. And so I had the understanding all along, way back from when it was InLinkz, Project Manager, now through LinkDeli, my understanding was when you stopped paying, you would still have the supply lists. They would just take off your affiliate tracking link. So you wouldn't make money through the links, but they would still provide the links on your thing. That was my understanding the entire time. I read on their personal Facebook page, people would ask, you know, if we don't use this, what happens to our old links, blah, blah, blah. And that's what they said. Everything I read showed that nothing would happen. Basically, they take off your tracking links, you couldn't make money through those links, but everything else would stay the same. That was not the case, and that's why I'm talking to you guys today. Basically, the second I stopped paying, when my last month ran out, they disabled all the links on my blog. And this is devastating for somebody who's been using their service for years. You know, it's utterly devastating for my blog. Basically, my blog's unusable. All those links that I had, they disabled. So what happens is when you have the supply list on your blog, it shows you all the thumbnails of all the items with the name underneath it. You can click it. It's nice and beautiful. When I stopped paying them, they took all that away. It had a little LinkDeli logo, and it said, this person is no longer subscribed to our service. So no links show up. If you click on that, it sends you right to the LinkDeli homepage, and that's it. It got rid of all the names, all the pretty thumbnails, and I'm left with just LinkDeli showing up on my blog. Basically, since I stopped paying them, they rendered all the links on my blog for years unusable. And so immediately I wrote to them. I was like, you need to fix this. You know, I paid for years and years to use your service, and to just totally basically destroy my blog, destroy all my blog links is totally unacceptable. You know, I was a big fan. I talked about you. I promoted you. I used your service for years, and I stood by you when you raised the price and people complained about the price raise. There were a lot of people who just jumped ship at that point. And despite me thinking, wow, $15 is a lot for what they're providing, I stuck by them. I stayed with them. I paid my $15 a month, and the second I stopped paying, they just totally destroyed my blog. And so I wrote to them, didn't hear back from them for weeks, didn't hear anything. So I forwarded it to them again. And at that point, like, I know previous to this time, anytime I emailed them, I got almost immediate response. And so I knew they were ignoring me. I pretty much assumed they were ignoring me. And so I sent them another message and I said, listen, I'm going to talk about this on my YouTube channel if I don't get a response from you guys. I assume you guys are just busy. And I got what was a pretty immediate response from that, basically saying they're not going to fix anything and they don't like my attitude, basically is what they were saying. I left them no choice or something to those effects. And so I immediately replied. I kind of replied in a shocked way, like, what do you mean, blah, blah, blah? I stopped paying for your service and I stood by you for years and I paid for your service for years and I expect you to hold your end of the bargain and not go nuclear on my blog, which is basically what they did. All those links, all those years, and on my YouTube channel too, all my supply list links are rendered unusable. They're all unusable. They all point back to LinkDeli now. And so, I mean, of course I was furious. It basically makes my blog worthless. Like, if people can't look at my project and see the supply list and see the links, I mean, the pictures are inspirational, yes, but people want to know what you use. And so the last email that I sent was the kind of like WTF, and they never wrote me back. And I sent them an email again. I was like, this is your last chance to respond and make this right before I post a video. And of course I got no response, and here I am. I will provide those emails on my blog post that I'm going to be writing about this. At this point, I really just want you guys to learn from my mistake. It's already done. My blog's already totally messed up, and if you want to pay $15 a month to basically have your blog destroyed after a while, then go right ahead. But I would really advise against that. I would really hope you would learn a lesson from me, realize that you'll get good customer service until the day you stop paying, and then you're worthless to them. I definitely feel like I got really good customer service while I was a customer, and then they just hung me out to dry. And that's just not the way you treat your customers, you know? At the point in time where I stopped paying, I had an intention of, you know, coming back to the scrapbooking world and probably paying for that again once I could justify the cost. Honestly, it wouldn't take me long to, if I started blogging again, I could justify paying the $15 again. But when we're slashing our budget, it just didn't make sense. So I had every intention of, you know, in a few months getting back to it and using their service again. And I will never use their service again now. After the way that they treated me, after the way they went nuclear on my blog the second I stopped paying, I will never use their service again. I really just want to post this to you guys and warn you guys against using this service. And I thought about any other subscription service that you would use. Like, let's say you're using a subscription to Photoshop, because you don't have to buy the full Photoshop. You can subscribe and pay every month to use the Photoshop that you just pay monthly subscription for. If you make something in that Photoshop, you get to keep that product. So when I was making shopping lists, I would expect to be able to keep that product, and I didn't get to. They basically I paid them $15 a month for them to just destroy my blog. Had I known that none of those links would ever show up again, I would totally have never used their service. I always had the understanding they would take off the referral affiliate tracking piece of the link and still provide the link service, and it would still show up on your blog. And there were times that I stopped paying for the cheaper service, and it did. It just showed up how you would expect it to show up. That was not the case once they switched over to LinkDeli. I just hope that you'll think twice about using this service, because I know, like, you can't pay $15 a month forever. Basically, the only way to fix the problem was to continue to pay them $15 a month. And basically, that's what they said to me too. They're like, you know, you can pay the $15 a month and we'll restore your links, basically is what they said. Another little shocking tidbit came from the email. It sounded like after 30 days of not paying, they will just completely delete your account and all the links will be gone. So let's say just for a couple of months you couldn't pay, your account would be gone, all those links would be destroyed, and they would not restore everything for you later on if you went back to try to pay, you know, a few months later. It sounds to me like a bunch of BS, because that was not the understanding I got all these years, or I never would have signed up for their service in the first place, because that was one of my first things that I looked at and I thought about is, you know, if I'm paying for this linking service and I stop paying, what happens? And so I did look into that, and I did find answers to that directly from them. When I went back to look after they destroyed my stuff, I didn't find any hint of basically they disable all your links and it just shows up with a picture. If you are coming from my blog, you may have clicked on a link somewhere along the way and found this video. I did figure out a way to just disable all of the LinkDeli stuff so that it would not point to LinkDeli.com. I have it all pointing back to this video because I don't want to give them those inbound links. So I made sure to take off all of the links directing towards their websites. I messed with my scripting and my directories to try to get rid of all the links. So I just really want to warn you guys, don't let this happen to you. I have years and years of blog posts. I just really want to warn you guys against using the service. Basically, it destroyed my blog. And once this happened, once I stopped paying and I realized the shady BS that they did, I was thinking about just deleting my whole blog because it basically makes my blog unusable. Anytime you try to click on something, it would just send you to their website, which is unfortunate. Now, unfortunately, if you click on a link on my website, it's going to send you to this video now, but that's better than sending you to their website. And it's like, if I was on a blog and it just sent me to this random website, I would be like, why is this happening? The kind of comical thing in all this is they expected my blog to just become one giant LinkDeli advertisement, but I went in, changed everything in my directory that was pointing to their website and made it point to this video. So now all those links are warnings against this company instead of advertisements for them. I'm glad I was at least able to do that to where all their links aren't just showing up on my website and I had a little bit of control over that. That's really the only positive for me in all this, but I am really glad that I get to speak out about this and warn you guys against using this product and the service, because if you're going to use it, you're probably going to get screwed like I did. And I really hope they reconsider this. I think this is just another example of a company being super greedy and not caring about their customer, because if you gave two shits about your customer, you wouldn't do what they did. And so I really hope they reconsider that. And that's what I begged them. I was like, I am so disappointed in your decision here. I beg you guys to reconsider this decision. I beg you to put the links back up on my blog. This is just absolutely insane that I gave you guys hundreds of dollars over the years to be treated like garbage. It's just totally unacceptable. And they didn't care. I barely got a response from them, and the response I got was really snarky. I don't know that I've ever used the word triggered in a situation, but I get really triggered when companies treat people like garbage, especially after we went through the whole house ordeal that we did go through. I just expect companies to care about their customer enough to give them the absolute basic possible thing that they can do, and they didn't provide that, so I wanted to make this video. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. I gave you my honest opinion about this. I wanted to warn you guys, and be sure to subscribe to my channel. I will have a video for you guys next week. I'm really trying to get on to a minimum once a week schedule. The vacation threw a wrench in that plan, like I said. I should be back to my regular schedule now for you guys, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I hope you guys are having a good day. I hope you guys didn't fall into the same trap that I did with the InLinkz and LinkDeli. It's just been such a headache dealing with all this. But other than that, we're doing great. I hope you guys are well, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, guys. Bye.